trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Hasta la vista,
baby.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not going to make it, then you got to get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
No. The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Welcome to VP4 TV, a tactical genius production. Here is a list of upcoming matches in the 2023 Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. I try to stream what I think will be the best matches to watch and offer a good standard of play. Please subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch channels so you can join in the stream chat.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4 TV. Welcome to Bill. Welcome to Drain Fill Out. And welcome to One Pocket Slim and anybody else that's there. We've got a one-loss side match tonight. As you can see, between Sergeresh from Belarus and Mooncake from the Netherlands. And everybody's going for Mooncake, so I'll go for Sergeresh, 13-11. Had a quick look on the bracket to see how they got there. If we look at the bottom here, we see that Sergeresh actually had already won a match. He won his first round match against Viking quite comfortably, 19 racks to 7. And then, unfortunately for Sergeresh, he came up against Slim, who took care of him, 19 racks to 9. That's how Sergeresh ended up over in that one-loss side. Now I can't find Mooncake. There he is. Mooncake was up against LS3 in the first round. Now that match, in all honesty, could have probably ended up going either way. Both of them weren't all that impressive, but LS3 got through and also got through a second round match, so she's already through to round 3. So that's how they both ended up in the one-loss side. So it's fairly quick that one of these is going to disappear tonight. The other news is that Steve is going to be joining us, and he may well be in Discord. Let me have a quick tab to check. And he's not there yet. And the other thing, of course, I'll just put that back up if we can remember what one it is. We've got a problem.
Welcome to VP4 TV, a tactical genius production. Here is a list of upcoming matches in the 2023 Virtual 9-Ball World Championships.
Oh, welcome to Cobra as well.
I try to stream what I think will be the best matches to watch and offer a good standard of play. Please subscribe to my YouTube and Twitch channels so you can join in the stream chat.
Right. my intention, as I've mentioned in the previous streams, is that next Friday will be my next stream. First of all, we've got this match tonight. We've got Sargo against Hazard tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Even if I wanted to be there for that one, I can't be. I'll still be working at that time. We've got Linus and Viking on Monday night at 7 p.m. The next match I'm going to stream is Bill and Albinario next Friday, which starts at 6:30. Now, that was fine until this morning when I checked the bracket and I checked the upcoming matches, and Semi-Pro has arranged his match with Nick or Nixana, which is one match I wanted to see, and that's going to clash with Bill and Albinario. Bill and Albinario starts half an hour before the Semi-Pro match, so we're going to stick with Bill and Albinario whatever happens, and just hope that Semi-Pro and Nick are still going at it when Bill and Albinario finish. I'll be back in a second, hang on.
Good evening and welcome to VP4 TV. Tonight we bring you commentary from 9ball.com. It's Friday night 9ball, with 9ball. This is one of the longest running regular and best supported weekly tournament in all of the virtual pool series.
Good afternoon.
We will be covering a select few matches tonight.
Well, that's the wrong thing that I put up, so forget that. Good evening and good afternoon to Steve. I am back, fit and healthy, ready to go. We've got this one loss side match tonight between Sergeresh and Mooncake. Everybody is going for Mooncake. I'm going for Sergeresh just to be awkward. So, what do you think?
I don't really have an opinion. I mean, from what I've seen, I think Mooncake's got the edge. But we'll see how things go.
Yeah. Well, as I was mentioning before you arrived, we've got a clash next Friday. We've got Bill and Albinario at 6:30 my time, and then half an hour into that match, Semi-Pro is playing Nick, who was fairly impressive in his first outing in VP4 tournaments, because
I hadn't seen that name before.
Yeah, well,
I wondered if that was a name change.
Well, from his original name, well, I think he had a couple of names, and I think Larry remembered the name, or was it Slim that remembered the name? His name when when GameSpy finished was Nixana. In fact, they probably lagged off now. In fact, the rack's already underway. And he never ever has appeared in VP4 in all the years VP4's been up and running, because I've never seen him. I've never seen Nick in the lobby, and he only has came in for his first match. But he was a fairly regular VP3 player for a while. And he was fairly impressive in that first match. Magician, that was the name, Bill.
Yeah, well, he's got a win against Tommy, and Tommy's been one of the more solid players, so it's a good win for him.
Yeah, to be fair to Tommy, he didn't get much help in the break, and then he made errors early on that put him behind, and then he was chasing the match all the way through, and then there was a sort of late threat that he was going to get right back into it, and then it fell away. But Sergeresh has got a good start here, because he stole the break in that first rack. Mooncake won the lag, broke off. Sergeresh has pinched the rack. Welcome to Tam.
So, what do you think of the break box now that you've seen it for a while?
I think a lot of guys will be thinking it's crap because they're struggling to get a ball in the break.
Well, I mean, that's the idea of it, is that it's going to make it tougher. I mean, is anybody trying to cut break?
Well, the thing is, though, last night, I mean, I never check the stats, but last night there was a ball in the break reasonably regularly. It swings and roundabouts. It either works or it doesn't work. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to break, and you know, I think in VP people tend to break one way, but there's a lot of ways that you can break, and I'm not just talking about ball position or whether you pop it up. I'm talking about how you hit that head ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can hit that head ball just directly straight on. You can hit that head ball a little bit to the side and have it go to the side rail that you're breaking from. You can hit a cut break where you hit a lot from the side with a lot of draw and try to make the cue ball go back and forth. And you can come across the top too. You can hit slightly on the other side and have the cue ball go to the side rail on the other side. There's a lot of different things that you can try.
Well, I think the problem is
going to work.
I think the problem is that quite a few guys are not doing that. They're not experimenting an awful lot, especially when they're getting no joy. They're persistent with the same position and the same break for the whole match. A lot of them. Larry says the stats are better though. I haven't really looked at all the stats, but Tommy will tell you different. You go and ask Tommy how he thinks the break box is working. He'll tell you a different story.
Well, I mean, the whole idea of the break box is to make it harder to make balls on the break. That is the idea of it.
Well, see, you've got two directly opposite opinions here. Well, Larry isn't saying the break box is great. What Larry's saying is the stats are a little bit better, he thinks. But Cobra immediately responds by saying, I've tried all the breaks in the break box and shit. So there's a contrast.
Well, let me say it another way, because what I said is really not quite right. It's the idea of the break box isn't to necessarily make it harder to make a ball on the break. I mean, it ends up doing that. The idea of the break box is to randomize things more. You don't want guys making a wing ball a lot, which is what happens when you can break more from the sides.
Mm.
And, you know, what ends up happening in real life is they play a lot of cut breaks. And by doing that, they're trying to make the one ball on the side. But the problem with doing that is that where the cue balls going is sort of indeterminate. And getting a shot on the low ball is indeterminate. So you just see a lot less breaking and running out, which was kind of the whole purpose of it, was to let guys to the table more.
Welcome to Chimpy. Well, Mooncake's already squared the match up. And well, once again, you know, I'm going to repeat this till I'm blue in the face, and everybody's going to get fed up with me saying it. With a table like this, you've simply got to run out. If you're going to be a contender, you have to be taking tables like this and you know, doing it fairly straightforward without any problems, because all it's to do with this is just moving the cue ball. The problem here's a bye ball, and he just needs to come back into the plenty of space. He can get out behind the 9, not a problem.
Yeah, I agree. If you're not running out this rack, you're not going to be beating too many good players. I mean, you've got to run out the easy racks and some of the difficult ones.
Well, you're right enough, Chimpy. That's why I said the break boxes can make no difference to somebody like Larry. You know, Larry's broke pretty much the same way for 20 odd years in VP. So the break box doesn't affect Larry in any sense.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because maybe Larry's break stays the same, but maybe his opponent's isn't as good.
Mm. Well, as long as Sergeresh can keep this up, then it might not be quite as one-sided an opinion from our viewers thinking Mooncake's going to take this by maybe 4 or 5 racks. Let's check if my macros are working. Yes, they are. Oh, look at that. They're queuing up to get into that top pocket there. Look at this.
Let's watch the
Watch the top left-hand corner pocket and count them as they all drop in. They're jumping in.
Well, and this should be a break and run out. I mean, this is a really simple situation. He got a little funny on the 3 ball because you wanted to come up short on this 4 ball, so you had to angle back to the 6. And this is not good.
Well, here he is. First one tonight.
Well, he was being forced to play to the short side of the 6 too, which then makes, or the 4 too, which makes getting on the 6 a little tougher. I mean, he got a little funny on that 3, and not that he should have gone in the side pocket.
Well, one way to look at it, Slim, is if you're streaming that match with who the hell was playing again, Semi-Pro and Nick, I'll be quite happy to finish the match with Larry, not with Larry, with Albie and Bill, and then join your stream. You know, watch the stream, watch the match there.
So I know Bill's got to be thrilled about getting Albin again right off the bat.
Oh yeah, Bill's been head over heels with that thought. Yeah.
But look at it as an opportunity. It's an opportunity to upset Albin, and that would be something.
Yeah, and another thing, Slim, if you're streaming that match live, I'll put an insert on the screen so that anybody watching this live stream can either tab it, either stay with this one or go to yours or whatever. So there's all sort of options available.
So one interesting thing, which I'm sure has already been discussed, is how much stronger the upper part of the bracket is than the lower part.
Well, basically what we're saying is Semi-Pro's got it easy. Is that what you were really saying?
Well, no, I don't think, there's some guys, there's a lot of solid players. I mean, he's going to have to play Nick.
Well, he's going to have to play well to beat Nick. Nick is no mug.
Bankster, you've got One Pocket Slim. I mean, you've got some guys in there that are pretty solid. Chimpy. It's just, that the upper bracket's got Albin and Cobra, who won most of the World Championships lately. And, Mr. Bill and Bedhead and LS3, who's been playing very well, Spectre Don, Stubb, I mean, Larry, I mean, it's a pretty loaded in the upper half.
Yeah, but it's probably going to be the same usual suspects that get through it. Well, I'm hoping there's a surprise or two. That's all I'm hoping for.
Well, one thing with these long races, it's a lot harder to get an upset with a long race, but it can still happen. Well, fantastic Mr. Fox is there too. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, this upper bracket's pretty tough.
Yeah, there's that lag again there. It must be something to do with XSplit that's doing it.
Semi-Pro just needs to go one match at a time. He needs to beat this Nick fellow who looks like he can play some. There's no free ride to the finals, that's for sure.
No, that's used the 6 ball, but it's not really helped his situation there, Mooncake. I think he wanted to get that clean. Now what does he do? Does he try and tuck behind the 9 ball and send the 6 ball over to the rail?
Definitely play safe here. That's a shot I would play. I would send the 6 ball 2 rails behind the 8 up table and put the cue ball on the 9.
He's trying to spin in behind the 9. He's going to leave it open though.
Yeah, well, he did it with spin instead of cutting it. You needed to cut that more. He also had the option. He could take the 6 ball straight up the table and use the 7-8, although I thought the play to the 9 was better.
Larry says time for seeding.
Well, you got to be careful what you wish for. I mean, the seating does work. We've got two types of seating. We've got a full field seating and a half field seating. In the full field seating, it's a true seating. In other words, number 1 seed plays
64.
64 seed and so on. In the half seed, what happens is the upper half of the field is seated so that they're spread out in a way that, you would typically do for seeding, so that the best players aren't going to meet right away. And then the bottom half of the field's a random draw.
Well, there's Sergeresh chances gone.
Oh boy.
Hit that bank far too hard, in my opinion. I don't think you have to hit banks as hard as that.
Well, you can hit them hard. You just got to understand.
You got to get the line, but I don't think hitting as hard as that's. I mean, you got to hit it at a medium pace and let whatever line it is take its line. But that I thought was just too heavy.
Well, I will say this: most pool players don't hit banks real hard, but a guy that's a bank pool player tends to hit a lot of them hard. I mean, if guys that have played a lot of bank pool will hit them pretty hard, because it simplifies the shot some. I'm not saying they'll never hit it easy. Now, you're talking guys that have grown up doing this from Kentucky. I mean, all the good bank pool players are from Kentucky, which is why Skylar Woodward banks so well. But there's some guys that there's some guys you've never heard of that are bank champions that are. It's something else watching them play.
Slim says he would like to see a top 16 9-ballers in a tournament. So Mooncake has the table at his mercy.
Of was John Brumback. You guys have never heard of John Brumback, but he's won the banks at Derby a bunch of times. You can look him up on YouTube.
Oh, I posted a. Did you see that? I don't think you would have been around, but I posted a link in the lobby earlier on today, and it was a video from Facebook. One of my friends in Facebook had posted it, and it's there's no audio, but it's obviously in either some sort of pool hall of some description, and the guy's at the table, and I don't know what ball it was. He banks the ball. You've never seen a shot like it, Steve, or at least you'll be hard pushed to tell me you've seen a shot like it.
If it's the link you posted in the lobby, I watched it.
Did you see it? What did you think of that?
I've seen a shot similar to that, but it didn't go like around the corner. It went the whole way down the table and went in the other corner pocket. That one was really incredible how it turned the corner and went down.
I mean, this ball, the ball's there. He banks it up the table. It hits the rail, or it must have hit the jaw or something. It ends up coming down this rail, rolling on the woodwork, comes to this corner and decides, oh, I'm going this way, and it rolls along that rail there and into the bloody pocket. Unbelievable.
I've seen balls fly off the table and go in pockets on another table.
Yeah, that's a wild night out of that. Well, they're going to have daylight here for Mooncake, or at least we should have.
Yeah, well, this is why I was favoring Mooncake, because Sergeresh seems like he makes a lot of unforced errors. I mean, if he can stay away from doing that, he's got a chance, but I just think Mooncake's a little steadier.
Well, Sergeresh is the one doing the chasing now, so it's even more vital that, given the opportunity, that he does stick them away and let Mooncake see he's capable.
See what we do on the break here. He's just going to hit it dead on. Now, he did pop the ball a little, but the cue ball got hit, so it didn't stay. but he's got a shot. This is a kind of a tricky situation here.
Well, the angle he's got, and if he misses the 5 and 6 here, at best he will have a cut up the table into that top right-hand corner.
Well, he's going to take it behind him. Well, he should have taken it behind it. He caught the 6. He needed to crank it around the corner just a little more. I mean, he could go behind it and then, you know, possibly play safe or shoot a bank or something. It could have shot it possibly up the table, shot it in the side or corner. This is what you didn't want to do is play defense on yourself.
That's going to end up safe, I think. Oh, no, it's kicked to 4. No, well, here we go. So
no good.
Sergeresh needs to come out behind that 4.
Yeah, I mean, Sergeresh needs to run this out. This is simple. He should run out.
So it's going to be a long 5 ball. And then it depends on what angle he has on the 5.
Well, it doesn't have to be a long 5 ball, but, you know, you got to be a little careful when you're hitting it that hard. It's real easy to overdraw it.
Now, is he going to just roll this in and bump the 8, or is he going to hope he gets lucky? He's hoping he gets lucky.
I would have stunned it into the 8. I think the roll wasn't there, but a little stun shot. That wasn't the recommended way, and no. I think he needs to play the combo here, to be honest with you. Unless if he can make the 6 and catch a piece of the 7, that might be doable. Maybe hit the 6 with inside English, so even if he doesn't hit the 7, it comes off the rail and hits it. Because either that or the combo, because the combo gives you a shot on the 6. I think he tried to play the combo, but he did not hit it very well.
Well, the chance is gone. How tight's that 8 ball in the top rail? That's fine.
Yeah, this is just a real natural shot here. This is a shot a lot of people don't shoot the right way. I mean, this is just a teeny bit of right English. It's very natural. Yeah, he hit that way hard.
Way too heavy.
Yeah, that was just a little run in English, and, you know, yeah, now things get a lot tougher because this can be missed. He could run into the 9 ball here. Looks like he's going to try to go around the corner. He's putting right English on it. Well,
watch the cue ball.
Watch out, though. Yeah, that was all the
Where's the cue ball going?
That 6 ball.
That's the one I was looking for.
I mean, he hit the 7 pretty good, but, you know, when you're in that situation, having to spin it up like that, it's hard to get the line.
But even then, with that shot that he played there to get onto the 8, he hit it far too hard, because you could always leave that a bit short and just cut it along the rail. It was off the rail comfortable enough to cut it fine. Yeah, so he's way too heavy with a couple of shots.
But that's a big turnaround there. That's a 2-game swing, making that kind of mistake.
Well, this is a bit fiddly to be able to see the 2 ball. Well, that's certainly seeing the 2 ball, and the bank is on.
He's going to have to bank this, and I think that's the shot, because the safety's not very good. Now, this ball, people tend to bank short because, you know, this is like hitting it super hard because it's right on the rail. So there's going to be no forward. So this kind of shot, you need to hit about a quarter ball more out on the right. And he hit it very good.
Goes in clean. 9 ball almost went.
Yeah, that was well struck. I probably wouldn't have hit it that hard, but it's in the pocket and he's got a shot.
Well, I think he can get to the rail and come out. I don't think he's going near the pocket, is he? No, he's fine. Well, he's got to square the match here.
Well, you know, Sergeresh looks pretty good until he does something not good. I mean, it's like I think his biggest problem is making poor choices and how to move the cue ball.
Well, here's a test here. I mean, this is just a little dig to come out. He's got it out. He's again just a bit too heavy.
Yeah, that's okay though. I mean, he's played this rack beautifully. I mean, it's funny because I see this a lot in VP, or I watch guys and they'll play a rack and they look like they really can play, and then the next rack they'll do something really silly, and you're just thinking, wow, I mean, a lot of pool is making good choices, because these guys that are all 2100 and up players, they can all pocket the ball and move the cue ball, and I mean, some are better than others at that, but they can all do those things, and a lot of it comes down to what kind of choices you make.
So the deficit is gone. We're all square again.
Yeah, and that's a dry break though.
Look at this table.
Yeah, that's what I call a sellout.
I mean, if you look at it, it's like the wagons. The wagons are in the middle. That's the 7-ball, and all the Indians are all riding round, and their horses all around the wagons, surrounded that 7-ball.
You've been watching too many westerns.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. All the Indians are hooping and hollering and riding around the wagon right in the middle.
Well, I would agree with you on Pocket Slam, except for the fact that you have more refinement than these guys. You're at another you're at another level up from these guys. You just need a little more refinement to get to the level above that.
Yeah, you've got a deft touch, Slim, most of the time.
Well, I mean, this is the shot right here. You got to get on the 6-ball good. So the only thing you can really screw up is side pocket. He's managed to avoid that.
Well, again, you just got to get the top side of this 7-ball. You don't want to do something stupid and finish the wrong side of it.
You just roll this. I mean, this is automatic.
I've seen little things like that, and I can't remember what match it was. You've just got to get that little bit the right side of the ball to make it easy to drop through.
He hit that a little too hard, but he's okay here. He can either do a little kind of soft draw, or he's going to go that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just little things like that. That 6-ball he hit too hard. You got to understand how much the ball's going to roll out, because ideally you wanted to be able to just shoot a stop shot.
Took some of the point there.
Yeah, he was dancing on the titties there.
So into the lead again. This might be one of these final rack deciders, even at this stage.
Well, you certainly can't afford to be giving away games. I mean, that's a killer. It's giving these 2-game swings up.
So here's a table that offers a challenge for Sergeresh. You can stun up the table onto the 2. I would have liked to get into that a bit more.
Well, that was the wrong way to play it. I mean, because now he's, you got to get better on the 2 than that.
Yeah,
you really wanted to be shooting a pretty straight shot on the 2, because this is tough now.
Yeah. Now that needs to bounce and go up past the 5 if he's going to have any chance of trying to cut it. He's got the bank though.
He's got the bank, and it's a pretty easy bank, and it's natural shape to get on the 4-ball.
And if he doesn't get the bank right, the 8-ball's going in.
You just got to be a little careful here, because if you get too tight down this long rail, you're going to get hooked on the 6.
No, it's going in clean.
Yeah, he hit it perfect.
And he's on the 4.
Well, that was very nicely played.
Now, I think, does he want to try doing anything fancy with the cue ball other than just cut this and let the cue ball run out? So he's.
I would spin it a little to get straighter on the 5. You're going to go 2 rails on this cue ball.
See, he could go too far and end up playing the 5 onto the 8. He's
He's
checking
putting
it up.
inside on it, which I don't like. I would just hit that with a little right English.
And now it's a tester.
Yeah, it was a natural to hit it with right English and get more straight.
That's well, you should get off the rail. That'll do it.
Well, he made a couple choices there that I don't think were wonderful, but he got away with them, and he's getting out the rack, and that's what ultimately counts.
And he can easily squeeze down to the 9.
Yeah, so Sergeresh is looking like he's going to put up a fight, and it's going to put some pressure on Mooncake. It was starting to look like Mooncake had the cake walk, but it's not looking like that anymore.
Well, ball in the side, and no shot in the 1.
But that's kind of more like what happens when you hit a cut break, and you can get this kind of situation a lot, which is why they went to break box on the Euro Tour. And I think they're doing on the U.S. Open now too.
Well, this is one of the poorest push-outs you're ever going to see.
Yeah, I mean
that is.
If this was me, I would just pin him to that 2-ball. I wouldn't even try to pocket this one. I would just stun it over and pin him on the 2-ball. He took a chance there because he could have ended up hooked or anything there. I mean, the safety was so easy, and it was going to be not necessarily a guaranteed ball in hand, but if you get him pinned, it's going to be pretty tough to hit it.
Yeah, I don't know what idea Sergeresh had with that push out. I haven't the foggiest what he was thinking, and he probably doesn't have a clue either. If you ask him. This is going to be a problem. Now,
well,
can he thin this? He can thin this with loads of right, and that's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. I think he's got too much right, though.
Yeah, he's going to run into it, but he's going to get away with it, maybe. Or is he? And then the answer to that is...
he didn't.
No, he isn't, no.
Yeah, I could tell by the way he was hitting it that was going to be too much. He just wanted to come onto the other side of it.
Exactly. He wanted to have enough to get there and miss the 5 so he could just take it into the top corner.
And that's an execution mistake. See, that's a mistake of not understanding how to hit that shot. I mean, he understood well enough that he needed to put the English on it, but he didn't understand how much.
Well, Sergeresh is... Well, I was about to say going to get out of jail, but he's titty hooked, as you say.
Yeah, he's definitely in jail.
He's doing a semi-pro.
That's a silly mistake. I mean, there's no way you should do that.
Touch like a sledgehammer he has. Well, the rack's already swung 2 ways. It's going to go back to Mooncake in a second or two.
Yeah, I might play this off the tip. Is the 7-ball in the way? No, he can kick 1 rail on the long rail. Now he can get safe here. He kicks with the right speed. He can use the 9-ball as a blocker. I would be kicking this not too hard. So he kicked it really hard. I would have kicked that slower and tried to use the 9-ball as a blocker. And there's a couple different ways that could happen depending on how you hit the 6.
Well, Mooncakes.
You could hit a game-winning shot there on that.
Again, he's just over just that slightly.
Yeah, well, this is the kind of stuff I do when I try to play VP. Like a simple situation and overroll it. But he's hit that well.
I like the pace in this.
Inside English.
Looks fine. Well, it's going a wee bit squarer.
there was an inside English shot that he knows how to hit because he hit that just about perfect.
So, back into the lead. Who's going to get the breakthrough and build the lead here? You know, the only way that's really going to happen is not getting dry breaks and being able to run a rack, and we've got a dry break again. We've got the 4 and 8 ball. Well, obviously the 4 goes up table there.
I think that was a good choice, but he might have sold it out. Yeah, he had just about sold out. I think the idea was good. He had a great wall of China there, and he didn't get behind it.
Well, I'd be going off the rail because off the.
Oh, for sure.
Well, this one ball isn't got the legs, I don't think. Has it? Has it? Has it? Has it? Has it? Yes, it has.
Wow.
We'll take that.
Well,
there's much you can do with the 2 ball.
The 2 ball does go by the 3.
Well,
he's got over half a pocket.
Yeah, it does go.
And he's got the I gotta be a little careful.
Oh,
no, that's a smart shot. Gonna bank it at the pocket and play safe 2-way shot, but he hit it too hard.
Right, so this 4 ball, the 4 ball's not going to be difficult to get on because of where the 3 ball is. So Sergeresh should have already sussed out the fact the 4 ball goes. This is too heavy. It's going to be hooked either way, spinning into the 6. Goodness me. I mean, if anything, you leave it short. Look at the acreage that's here. You know, he's got a big box of space there to get that ball in. And where does he stick it? The only place you don't want to be.
Yeah, I guarantee you watch one of the pros in real life, they're leaving that short every time.
Yeah. Oh, good evening to Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Well, now Mooncake has ball in hand. He's looking at the 4 from that side. I don't know why, because if he looks at it from this side, he's not got a lot to do with the cue ball to get on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of VP players need to watch some of these pro matches and pay attention to certain things. Like pay attention to what they do to avoid hooking themselves. Because that's the one thing none of those guys want to do is hook themselves. And they'll take a lot more difficult shot. They'll do a lot of things to make sure that they don't end up rolling behind the ball.
Well, that's the one thing, Slim's talking about, visualizing the shot. The first thing you think about when you're trying to move that cue ball down for that, what ball was it? I can't remember. Was it the 5? And you know that the 6 ball's there. If you overhit it, you might end up behind it. So what you make sure you do is you underhit it so that you get into that big space I was talking about. There was such a huge margin of error there. But, that's why the better players who control the cue ball better are very likely, I'll say that again, they're a lot less likely to do something daft like that.
Well, you pick a spot, and the spot you picked that time was maybe, around mid-table or just a teeny bit past it, which is well short. You just don't. If you pick a spot like that and you try to get it there, if you're a little short,
look at that for a shot. Watch this.
You're okay.
Watch this for a replay.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
Look at this. I mean, that's a trick shot. Oh dear.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, well. He's trying another trick shot. For goodness me. Unbelievable.
Let's watch the replay.
He's going to shit out is what's going to happen.
Look at this.
We're halfway through a shit out here.
Oh, dear. Now, you see, this, and he hasn't hit the rail. He's clipped the ball after hitting the rail and it's ball in hand. Well, it all went downhill rather rapidly there after those two shots. Oh, I never saw you there, Tam. Good evening. But
well, Slim, that's a good comment and area. I mean, the thing is you got to recognize when you should play area shape and when you should play precision shape. And, there's times where you have to play precision shape and you really got to focus on that cue ball. There's other times where you can play area shape, but you're still picking a spot. It's just an area is a larger radius around that spot, basically.
I'll contradict that with a lot of players in VP, because a lot of players go the other way. A lot of players in VP don't even try to get into that area. They use the get out of jail way of doing things in VP, and that is, at least let me see the ball and I'll try and pot it. They don't try. Again, probably because they don't have the knowledge with the cue ball to get them to be able to control it and know that it's going in the right direction. So they tend to leave something, 6 feet away when they could have got it 3.5 feet away.
Well, part of that's because it's VP and people
and they can get away with it. That's exactly what my point.
But they don't get away with it. The thing is the difference in VP in real life is that your percentages are a little better further back making the ball in real life, but it still hurts you. You're still going to not execute as well. Being a long ways away. What
I'm getting at, and it's a nasty habit to stick, to keep doing. You've got to ask yourself the question: it's all about learning. How do I make myself better? Why am I playing this shot from this distance? And the other guys are playing it from that distance all the time, or more regular than I am. So there's players who are going to stay at that level where they don't improve because they're quite happy to just let the ball run and keep playing things from distances, and therefore doing that all the time doesn't give you that cue ball control.
Well, I'll tell you how you can get better. Of course, I have to actually do the offline release for this, but the drills that were put up, the drill page under watch, you do those drills, you'll get better at moving the cue ball.
Well, it's a 2-rack lead that's going to go to 3 in a second here. So there's a crisis here already for Sergeresh.
Well, he got lucky twice in one rack and then gave up ball in hand, so that's not going to get it done.
Well, this is the amount of daylight that Mooncake's been looking for to build on. Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable that you could do that with a 9-ball. And Sergeresh almost tried to follow in.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. You cut that ball and go into the side rail. I mean,
I think he just got so excited that the 9-ball was still on the table, and he didn't even think about what he was doing with the cue ball there.
All right, he's got to shoot this. This has got sort of interesting choice how to play this. He decided to hit it with inside, and speed was a little bit too much, but
now he's going to be right over the 4-ball.
Yeah, and now it's tough. And that was all just with shot speed, really.
Now, again, if he finishes here, he's fine. Because you can just draw up the table for the 4. And now this is dead straight, pretty much.
No, he can cut a little, but the problem is you cut a little too much, the ball's going to hang up. This is tricky. Oh, he's going to roll it, and poorly.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, he had a good situation there where he could break and run out, and now it's not happening, and this is looking like Mooncake's going to win this. This is a fairly simple shot to get back on this 4-ball.
Nice. Well,
He under hit that one.
Well, he's
going to be probably okay.
Going to be playing the 5 ball from about here, I would think, depending. I mean, he's got to get the 4 to the hole, so the cue ball's going to be running. In fact, it's running and running.
I'm surprised he hit that so easy, that 2 ball. That 2 ball, that's a shot in real life that I would tend to overhit. Like if I'm on that, I'm thinking, don't overhit it. Maybe he was thinking the same thing.
It's just, well, he's got to take it up top. I think it's a fine angle just to get up for the 7. So basically, it's start all over again for Mooncake to build this lead.
Yeah. One thing Mooncake does pretty good is play with inside English, which is a good thing to have in your arsenal.
So, 2 in front.
Well, let's see what he does here now.
Well, that's a Larry break.
1 ball right in the side pocket.
He's on the 2. Everything's there, and this rack should be over.
This is pretty simple here. I mean.
I'm running this table. I'm running this.
And this is pretty simple.
Oh, he's got to get out.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of shot that, it's going to be near impossible to hit it too hard. So, why not go it a little harder?
Oh dear. See what happens? You start questioning the potting angle there. It leaves that little doubt in the mind just for the sake of about 3 inches further to the right, and they would be laughing. Caught out again with that little bit of shortness in the position, and it's a gift for Sergeresh here. Got to put it away. This is the sort of punishment you want to be administering to your opponent when they do things like that.
Well, this is a player separation thing, because what better players do is they're more likely going to be more straight on that ball.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if they get out of line, they recover better. So it's like a double whammy. Is that they play the shape better, plus if they're out of line, they play the shot better, and that turns into being a lot better. Which is why guys like Mooncake are going to have a hard time beating, the top guys in the field.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
Well, this has got to be the same again, hasn't it? Got to be up top and let it run across. Yeah. Well, Mooncake, whatever he's doing, he just can't get away. This rack's going to be important. This is going to be an important rack, I think, this one.
Well, this is we're kind of in who's going to screw up mode here, because that's going to determine who wins this, is which guy screws up the most.
Is that the 4 ball that's come right in front of the 1? I think it is. Well, plenty of room to jump this. And again, I'm not quite sure what level Sergeresh is for the jump cue, but we're about to find out. And this doesn't want to leak away to the left too much, this cue ball, when he plays this shot.
Well, this is a pretty easy jump shot. I mean, I'm thinking he's going to, he didn't make it.
Well, that's probably the best outcome there where he's finished.
Well, it's not a great spot.
It certainly wasn't good for the 3 ball, but it's good enough for at least to give something here for Mooncake to think about.
You hit this with a lot of right English, bring the 1 ball straight down the table.
Why not bank it, Steve? Well, he's tried to bank. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, here we go. Chance to square the match now.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the safety the other way, because I thought it was pretty guaranteed, but it's all about keeping control of the table. You just don't want to give your opponent chances.
Well, I'd want to be the other side of the 5 and take the 5 into the side and drop down onto the 6. He's got to get there, though.
Yeah, well, he wanted to too, but this is easy. Top left and just spin it up there. You just got to make sure.
He's going the other way. He's going 3 rails and he's not hit this at all. That's poor.
That's just the wrong choice there. I mean, top left was easy.
Well, he had the right idea in terms of trying to get there, but there's no pace in it whatsoever. But you're right enough. He should have played at the left. He had all the room in the world to get there.
Yeah. And the only thing you could do wrong with top left was overcook it and go up and scratch in the corner pocket.
That is a fail.
Thing you could do wrong.
It's a big fail. I mean, the table was wide open. There's no excuse.
But again, this is the level of these guys as they get in certain situations where they're not recognizing the shot, they're not making the right choice. And, that's kind of the play level they're at right now. But, I think that kind of thing is, if you've got that, if that's your issue that you're just making wrong choices, that's probably the easiest issue to fix. I mean, the hard thing to learn how to do is to execute,
Good
learning
break.
to make better choices isn't hard.
2 and 3 have gone. Nice enough shot in the 1. 4's wide open. Everything's there.
Well, of course I say that, but it took me a long time in real life to make better choices. So I guess I'm not really convinced that what I'm saying is true.
So the objective here then is to make sure that you've got the angle on the 6 to come back down below the 7 as we look.
Well, he's just got to go forward with top left. And this is an easy shot, and he underhits it. Now, see, there's the same situation where you could overhit that. You didn't want to underhit it.
Yeah.
But he's okay. He's got 3 rails to the 8 ball. But see, 9 ball can teach you bad habits because you can be sloppy and get away with a lot. That's why doing drills is so valuable, because in a lot of these drills, you can't be sloppy or you're not going to make it through the drill. And that, once you start learning that to play, really good execution of the cue ball, then the whole game gets a lot easier.
So,
well, this match is going to go down to the wire. Who said 13-12? I think it was Larry said 13-12 Sergeresh.
I said 13-11 Sergeresh. I think I did. And Sergeresh into the lead. I think that's dry though, isn't it? Yep. Dry and leaving a shot in the 1 now. Does the 2 go past the 9? Well, it does. There is a gap. There's just a little alleyway past the 6 and 9.
I wouldn't call that little. That's a pretty big hole there. And you get halfway decent on it like this.
That's perfect.
This is nice because he can just shoot a stop shot.
He's looking at it 2 or 3 times.
I'm not sure what he's looking at.
He's looking at the 9 combo here, by the way.
He's going to play the combo.
Well, that's crazy.
I don't get that.
That's crazy because the angle was there to come up for the 3. It's just, that sign there tells me, you've got to be confident that you're going to run the table for a start. You don't want to try and bail out by taking a 9 ball when the 2 ball had a pocket to go into.
Yeah, I mean, if you're great at combinations, maybe that's a good shot. But he didn't even come close to the pocket.
That was asking to be run out that table, not to be trying to take some half-assed combo that you didn't need to, which wasn't a gimme.
All right, he got a little bump there, but he's okay. So this you got to watch out for scratching in the side pocket. I would probably go forward to this, to be honest with you. Coming back, the side pocket's in play. Yeah, see, he could have gone forward to that with left English. He could have got to the side rail there. He's going to accept the long shot, which is, okay, certainly in this game.
Well, he's going to have to do probably the same with this 8 ball. Just drop the 7 in and leave the long cut in the 8. I mean, he can run it 3 rails if he wants. There's loads of room to do that.
Yeah, he can come back too. He's got a lot of choices here. I mean, he's going to try to come back some. Yeah, he's just that's a good shot. And make sure you make the ball. He's got a reasonable shot here. You just kind of decide where you want to shoot this 9 ball. Me, I'd probably go up and down the table and shoot it in the side.
Oh, this is going to be awkward. This isn't going to be a gimme.
I'm not sure what he was thinking. You need to hit that with inside, and you had to hit that, to get it to come back up the table. Well, this is the kind of thing that eventually it catches up to you.
Yeah, it's going in, though.
He got away with it there.
Back off square.
I mean, these guys, somebody's going to give this match away. I mean, that's almost a given.
Cue ball goes in top right. Cue ball goes in bottom right.
That was a bad roll there. You want to see the definition of a bad roll, that was it. He didn't do a whole lot wrong there, but...
Well, there's not a problem here because you can, even if you're bumping the 6 ball, the only danger is bumping the 6 ball onto the 9 when you're trying to hold for this 5. That's where it can go wrong.
Well,
so
you just
ideally
don't want to be on that side of the 4. You
exactly.
Got to make sure you get on the other side of the 4.
Yeah, ideally. See, this is where Sergeresh has to be thinking here.
Well, he just doesn't.
He's left himself way short.
He's not thinking ahead. Now he's going to have to move the 6, and the 8 ball could hook him. And it's.
See, look what he's done. I mean, the 6 ball still goes, but he's made his life a lot more difficult.
It's just not recognizing. Like, one thing that I do all the time when I play is after the break, first thing I look for is trouble situations.
Yeah.
Then I plan the whole table in my mind. I see the whole run out
before
I ever hit the ball.
Exactly.
And it could change. You don't know.
Of course.
You're not going to execute perfectly. It could change. But if you're, right off the bat, you should be aware of that. You got to be on the other side of that 4 ball.
Yeah. Any half decent 9 ball. It doesn't even need to be 9 ball. It could be any game. Any rotation game. You have you have that blueprint in the back of your mind of where you're going, so you know where you're going first before you make a move. And as you said, Steve, things can happen where you have to find an alternative route, but that's usually due to something daft you've done, or maybe a bump has gone wrong or something. But
yeah, I mean, things are, it depends on the table. Not all tables are easy, and some of them are going to be harder to run out than others. You might have to modify more, but. That sort of situation, there's not a whole lot of excuse for that.
This is landed sweet now. Can he use that 8 ball and spin? Can he go forward with spin and use the 8 ball?
He can. He needs to hit it with left and top.
It needs to have the legs, though. He's got to have the legs. Oh dear.
Yeah, he hit it with straight top, which is okay, but he needed.
Yeah, and you hit it a bit harder. You can land anywhere away from the 3. You've still got a pot.
But he did the right thing.
That needs to slow up. It needs to slow up. Again.
I think in virtual pool, that kind of shot's kind of hard to control to get the speed right on it. That kind of shot's touchy.
Well, I think.
That was well played.
Sergeresh needs 4. Mooncake needs 5 at the moment.
Well, that was a rack right there. That combo. Yeah. I mean, he's out.
It's at this point you realise that a race to 13 is pretty short.
Yeah,
you're running out of racks and the pressure's on, especially when you're trailing.
But the thing with these guys is that the level they're at, they're gonna give the tables back a lot of times. We're seeing it over and over again. So the question is who's going to get up and break and actually run a rack out instead of giving it away. And
he's going up top.
That's the guy that's going to win. is the guy that, you know, gets up there, breaks and runs the rack out and doesn't give it away.
Well, I think me and Slim thought early on that this is looking very likely that it's going to go all the way, and there's nothing that's happened in the last few racks in the scoreboard to suggest anything otherwise.
So here we go. Nice break. Good cue ball. There's nothing wrong with bringing the cue ball back off the end rail like that. So this is a perfect opportunity.
All there.
He's probably going to have to play the 4-8 combo. That's probably what I would be doing here, is I would just accept the fact that, you know, he could play for the 4-6. I mean, this is...
Did you say a 4-8 combo?
Back. Yeah. He was able to draw the cue ball back. That was a good shot.
You said a 4-8 combo?
Yeah. He could have rolled forward and shot the 4-8. But I think what he did was better. I mean, because when you're that close to the ball, you got a lot of options on what to do. That's one of the things, you know, before you were talking about how guys leaving themselves long shots and accepting that. Part of the thing about pool is I had a friend that was a champion, and I asked him some questions about this and that and how to play it. And he said, just get close to this ball. And I'm like, why? He goes, because you have a lot of options. And he's right. You got a ball that's kind of out and open like that, and you get close to it. There's tons of options. And, you know, it's going to be pretty easy to pocket the ball. When you're leaving yourself a long distance, you just don't have very many options.
Yeah. Welcome to Blind Hog. Late to the party as usual.
Hoggy's here. Well, I mean, this is big. This is the break and run out, and this is, you know, this is a guy that's now the odds-on favorite to win. He's breaking again.
Can he follow it up?
Well, you know, he doesn't necessarily need to break and run out, but he needs to control the table.
Well, I don't know what ball that was that went in.
It was a 2, I think.
2's gone. It's going to have to be a 3-4 combo.
Well, the most important thing here is that he controls the table. If he plays safe, that's fine. You just don't want to give your opponent a good opportunity.
I think maybe it was far too thin a cut to do much of this with the cue ball.
I mean, that was a poor choice, because now what's he going to do? You know, you got to plan out. You don't. That's not the shot you want to shoot. You know, what you want to do there is, if you're going to pocket the 1, fine, but either put yourself in a position where that 3-4 is easier, or put yourself in a spot you can play safe. Because now he's given up control of the table. Sergeresh just played a good save. And, you know, you could kick this 3 ball in, but chances of having a shot on the 4 are pretty low. You know, now you're trying to kick safe with the ball out and open and no cover, and this is, you know, chances are he's not getting safe here. He's going to have to almost get lucky. And that's not lucky.
And look at the 3.
Well, that's the worst thing that could happen, because he just solved the whole problem of the table. Because now you shoot the 4 and just bump the 9 gently, or he's going to go the other way. Shoot the 4, the 5, the 6, 7, and I mean, that's a gift. So see, I think that all started from the beginning. He maybe should have played safe on the 1, or played the 1 differently, where he could play safe or do something different with the 3-4. That was a choice from right off the beginning that's going to cost him this game.
I don't like that.
No, he can roll forward on this. I mean, he's looking at the side right now.
Yeah,
he can go forward on this.
Yeah, it's not comfortable though for him.
No, but he can go forward. You just can't blast this, you know. You got to hit it smooth.
Try to come back across.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, got to get out into the table here. You want better angle on this, or a better line in this 8 ball. You want to get out into the table, and that'll do it.
I think the guys that play at this level, the thing that they got to learn how to do is to keep control of the table. If the run out's tough, figure out how you can play safe. Just don't give your opponent a chance, because otherwise this happens.
So here we go. Both players needing 2 racks to survive.
Yeah, now Sergeresh is in the driver's seat. If he breaks and runs out here, he's on the hill.
My prediction still stands here, and it could be, well, I was going to say a 1-9, but
look
that's...
at this. And this is what happens in close matches, is that all of a sudden somebody gets lucky and,
Well, the 1-9 is on. I mean, this is. I think if he plays it dead straight, this is he's going a bit more cut here.
I would hit this easy.
Yeah, I think if he'd left that as straight as it was, I think the line was good to make that combo. Yeah. He tried to cut it a bit.
Well, I would have rolled that and made the pocket big. I mean, obviously you could hang it up, but I think at that angle the 9-ball was going to go in the pocket. It was going to be pretty hard to hang it.
Well, look at the mess we've got here. Even if Sergeresh somehow has ball in hand, he's going to be hard pushed to do anything here. And he's got ball in hand. Look at where the 4-ball is. It's hiding behind the 8.
He shouldn't have completely missed that. Well, but this is an opportunity. What I would do here is I would bank the 1 down there and pin him on the 6. I would, every time here, I would bank that 1 ball down near the 4 and pin him on the 6. Maybe you get a 1-9 combo, maybe you even bump the 4 ball loose, but you got opportunity to pin him on the 6 ball and solve all your problems. And instead, he's going to make this table, what's he going to do from here? I mean, really, the only play is to get on the 4 ball and try to play safe. But that's what I'm saying, these choices. It was real easy to pin him on the 6 and either get a 1-9 combo or bump the 4 or whatever. Even if neither one of those happen, you're probably going to get ball in hand if he's pinned on the 6.
Where's the cue ball going?
Instead, he's going for some miracle out. It's just, it's not good percentages. That's not how you win matches.
Well, he's got to cut this left and get distance here.
Safe. This is a little tricky, though, and that's the problem with that. I mean, really need to try to hit it into the 8-ball. I mean,
that's not bad. I mean,
this is no good.
It's not easy for Mooncake to get this the right hit in this and keep it safe.
He's got the 8, the 7, the 6, and the 5 as blockers. All he has to do is hit this with a little left English, and he blasts it. He goes for the shot.
He's going all out for the win, I should say.
Well, he made it, but the smart shot was to play safe there because it was super easy. I mean, it's kind of like, how do I say this? I took a golf lesson the other day, okay? And my instructor says, man, your swing looks great. Your mechanics are really good. You're there. He said, now you need to learn how to play golf. He says, you don't know how to play golf. You don't know how to hit shots. You don't know how to score. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. These guys, have decent games, but they don't really understand how to play pool.
Oh dear. Well, my outcome still stands. Mooncake had the table there at his mercy for a 12-11 lead on the hill. Tester for Sergeresh. Does he bank this or does he go for the cut?
I would cut it every time. Draw with a little left. He didn't put the left on it, but.
Well, I'm always running through and just coming back out here in this. I'm not trying to do anything funny. Just let it run.
Well, first guy on the hill is huge. Now, with better players, first guy on the hill is really huge. With these guys, you just don't know who's going to give up the game. I mean, Sergeresh could turn around and give up the rack. We've seen it happen.
Dear, unbelievable. Well, that is bottle there. That is bottle gone there with that shot.
When I said give up the rack, I was talking about the next game.
Yeah, well, that 8-ball, he checked up the cue ball and killed it. That's where he went wrong there, and then left himself a little fiddly one. Yeah. Oh, dear. Well, my score is now down the pan. My prediction.
I mean, this is where you want to break and run out. I mean, I know that's obvious.
What was that? The 6-ball that's gone in. 6 balls gone in. Look at the cue ball. Oh, that's a nice bump. Yeah. He might. Can you see enough of the 1 to bank it?
No, this is where you got to. This is where you either got to play safe or push.
Yep.
And the safety's kind of tricky here.
Well, I think you can see enough of it to catch the 1, but he certainly can't do an awful lot with it.
If he shoots at this line, he's going to hit the 8-ball. He's going to jump it. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, we'll see if he makes it.
There's that lag again.
Yeah, I might have pushed out there.
Well, here's a pressure visit if ever you've seen one.
Well, but you know, he just gave up the game. I mean,
well, he should have.
Yeah.
But Sergeresh has still got to put them away.
You never know, but I mean, the table's open. Sergeresh certainly plays good enough to run this out. Whether or not he does, I mean, anything could happen with these guys.
Well, that last 9 ball he missed, I think the nerves are jangling at the moment.
Yeah, I think you're right. But this is a pretty easy rack. I mean, it's all natural.
Now, you see this shot here, I just drag this and spin it off the railing out. Yeah, a bit like that. He should be
fine. Came
fine.
up a little short, but I think he's okay.
Now, see, again with this, Steve, you want to get yourself squarer on this 5 ball. You don't want to be cutting it in and running when you don't need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He came up short, but he went back and forth. That was well played. And, yeah, you just got to think about what angle do I want?
Yeah.
You know, where do I want to be on this 7 ball? What angle do I want? And I don't think these guys are thinking that. They're just hitting it, and you know
that's the
wherever
trouble.
it ends up.
It's the trouble with a lot of players. It's that little simple thing, taking that next level of not just thinking about seeing the next ball, but getting on it. And when I talk about that, it's getting on it the right way.
Yeah, where you're going to make it simple, where you don't have to do anything. That's ideally what you want, where you don't have to start spinning the ball, cue ball.
Well, here we are, folks. We're going all the way. And that
got a ball
that cue ball was scratching, but it got a little nick, and the one ball's dead. I mean, he can go for a far-fetched combo here if he wants.
Well, it's actually not a bad shot as long as you can get on the 1. Now that's not a good shot.
Oh, he wanted to get a bit of spin on that and try and duck over this side, didn't he?
Yeah, well, this is where you get real locked up because he's got a lot of safety options here. Let's see what he does. I don't think he got it.
Oh,
yeah, he did.
Okay.
Well, maybe not. He can see a piece of the 1.
Can he maybe tweak this a wee bit and pot the 1 up top?
I don't think so. He could cut it in the side, but that's a pretty tough shot.
Well,
I don't think there's any way he can shoot it in the corner. Yeah, this is a little tricky. He might jump this because there's no good safety here. I mean, there are some safeties, but none of them are easy. If this was me, I'd probably jump this ball. I know it's not a great thing to have to shoot a jump shot here, but you know, you've got to take the best shot available, even if it's hard.
The way he's catching this 1 ball looks as if he's trying to pot it. What a shot!
He did cut it in the side. That's
There's
a great shot.
There's a cue ball win.
That last shot.
Yeah, well, now he's going to have to make a combo unless he's playing safe, and the safety really isn't wonderful here. I think he's got to shoot this combination. The good thing is the shape's almost guaranteed.
Oh,
no, he didn't make it.
Well, he's fortunate the way it's finished.
Well, let me see here. He might. I think he can. Well, this is.
Can he dink the 2 and just finish behind the 7 here, Steve, with a bit of left? Just a little feather.
That's a really tough shot, but he
touchy
could.
shot.
Yeah.
Well,
that
now
was very good. Well played. Very well played.
Well, where's the? Oh, that 8 ball is stone dead into this bottom corner pocket. Look at it. Is he going to kick it?
Well, it's not stone dead because there was a gap.
Oh, there was a gap.
Well, this is interesting. We're getting a moving game here. Now this is an interesting situation.
I said, was it you that said that? I said 13-11 to Sergeresh. You called it 13-12, Larry. Well, you're the last man standing with a chance to get the call right.
I'd probably shoot the bank shot here. I know that's a real aggressive play, but the safety's pretty tough. I'd bank the 2 across side. He's going to try to play safe, and this is a terrible save. I mean, all he's doing is he's giving him a wide open shot. Now, granted, it's no gimme, but I mean, do you want to let the guy shoot at this for the match?
No, you don't want to give him a sniff.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was no good safety there. That's why I would have cross-banked the two in the side because good shot there.
Well, that's a good shot. The angle's perfect as well.
Sergeresh shoots that shot well. Now, that's a shot a lot of guys in VP don't like shooting, but he's made a couple of those.
I say perfect here, Steve. Can he finish behind the 8 ball? No, he's fine. That was the only danger with that shot is the 8 ball. Well, it's all in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, you would think he's going to get out here, but there is some pressure.
Well,
he's just got to leave himself good shots.
Got to get anything but straight on this 8 ball.
He won't be straight. He can just draw this back a few inches. He's perfect. Now, why'd he do that?
Well, there you go. Well, he's got an angle, but
yeah, but he could have had a perfect angle. Instead, he's got this, which I think he's going to get away with it. But what?
Again, Sergeresh is well. This is.
But you can draw it too hard and come off the end rail. But
this is a good bank, though. This is a good bank. It's got to be the right pace, though. You don't slam this.
You mean like that?
And it's not going to hold the line. That's a sellout. It's right over the side, I think. I
mean, this has really come
down.
It's
just gone beyond it.
My prediction was right. Somebody's going to give this away.
That was poor.
It's I think he can shoot this. He can shoot this 9 ball. It's going to hit the tit. He can shoot this ball.
So this for the match. And in it goes. So well done to Mooncake.
That's just brutal. That's hard to even watch because you can feel the pain.
Oh dear, outside. Never mind.
Well, Mooncake goes through, but that was a case of either of them going to fall over the line eventually. It's going to be painful.
Somebody had to win.
Yeah, well, that's a sad story about it. Somebody had to win. But, I mean, all through the match, all the guys that called Mooncake to win this, right from the start at the end of it, we didn't know who was going to win it. Mooncake had the lead, couldn't get away. Just couldn't get away. So, we've now got, where was that match in the bracket? Where is it? I can't even see it now.
It was one of the lower bracket parts.
Tommy plays Jose.
Oh no, this is a losers one.
Yeah, and I can't find it at all.
Go do select player up top. Select player. Up top, select player. The drop down.
Oh, there it is. There we are. I've got there eventually.
I put these features in to make it easy for you, and you don't use them. Instead, you bumble around.
Right, so Mooncake is through.
And he's going to play whoever wins between Billy Big Rigger, who's playing the loser between Chico and Chimpy.
Yeah, that'll be a tough call. So, well,
I'm going to predict that it's going to be Chimpy winning that, so he's probably playing Chico.
Right, so looking at the schedule, that match tomorrow with Sargo and Hazard on the winner's side, then Linus and Viking on Monday night at 7, Bankster and Bav on Tuesday at 6:30, then it's Bill and Albinario on Friday, 6:30 GMT, and of course then that clashes with Semi-Pro and Nick. Both of these matches are going to be well worth watching, obviously.
And they both clash with the little white ball.
Yeah. Bill will be looking to take out Albinario. Bill, how many times does Bill get this opportunity of taking Albinario out in these early rounds of these tournaments? Maybe it's Bill's turn, you never know. And Semi-Pro is going to be... He's going to have a challenge against Nick if Nick's playing to the similar or better standard than he did the other day. He's going to take chances when he gets them, and Semi-Pro is going to have to be on his game. But that's the next match I'm intending to stream is Bill and Albinario on Friday. And
I'm
then,
going to predict that there's going to be a lot of people rooting for Bill.
well, so not that nobody doesn't like Albinario. He's a quality player, but it's a good challenge for Bill.
They want to see Bill put him in the loser bracket.
They want to see Albinario. Yeah, they want to see Albinario have to work for it early on. That would be good to see him have to work through the one loss side and battle out with Stubb at some point.
Because if Albin wins that, then then Bedhead's got to play him, and then it could be Larry having to play him, and then it could be Fox or Cobra or LS3. I mean Spectre, Don, Real Paul. And the longer he stays in the winners bracket, the more these guys that have a chance to win this are going to have to sweat.
Now, Chimpy was asking there what happened with Ice Age and Chiku. Well, I know for a fact that Ice Age and Chiku was like the one match that had not been arranged. The last time I checked, that and the match with Interchange X and Mr. Fox, which went ahead yesterday afternoon. But the Ice Age Chiku match, I think that probably did it end up in a forfeit and one of them getting advanced because nobody arranged a match. You can check if there was any proposal, Steve.
Hang on, I'll look and see.
Let's have a look. I think it's down the bracket. There we go. Aye, Chiku ended up getting advanced. I bet it's because neither of them contacted either because they hadn't a clue what they were doing. I bet you that's what it was.
No.
Oh, they did?
Let's see. Chico proposed a match. Let's see, what day was this? On the 17th.
Take it all back.
On the 17th, he proposed 3 dates on the 17th, so that was yesterday. And then on the 18th, he proposed 3 dates.
Right.
That was yesterday.
So basically, Ice Age was doing nothing.
Ice Age just never did anything.
Right.
I'm not sure why.
There you go. Anyway, Chiku is now through to play Chimpy. Where's Chiku from? That sounds as if he's South American or something. Anybody know?
Yeah, it sounds like some kind of Hispanic thing, but you never know. Some of the Asian names are funny like that too. Or he could be even Filipino. He's Philippine.
Chiku.
By the way, Chimpy, that's spelled with an F. Don't ask me why. I know the country's spelled with a P, but when they say Filipino, it's F.
You're right enough, he is. Yeah, it's a Filipino flag.
Quick typing K. Well, I wasn't trying to say you're illiterate. I mean, I didn't know that either. I typed it wrong for years.
Right, well, I'm heading off to catch some of the snooker before I go to bed because I'm back up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You get anything else you want to say, Steve?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of cranking up an 8-ball league or a Masters 9-ball league. I mean, what does everybody want?
I think, the fact that Slim was talking about having a tournament with the top 16 in it, and I think Slim would be all in favour of having an elite league of some description, but would Slim be around to take part in it? That's the question.
Yeah, we could do a Masters, basically no handicap 9-ball league. So it'd be like race to 7, no handicap, 2-man teams. So, 2 people playing. So you could have 3 or 4 on your team, but it would be 2 guys playing a night. So it would be relatively quick. We'd probably do like races to 9 or races to 11, and no handicaps.
Was that a Chile flag, Cobra? Maybe you're right. I thought it was a Filipino flag. That flag with the red line and the white line and then the star in the blue box, I thought that was a Filipino flag. Or does it got a big triangle or something in it? Maybe that's where I get mixed up. Anyway, he's from somewhere, and he never had to play.
The Filipino flag is blue, and red with like an asterisk.
Right. Well, I think
So
Cobra's.
Chico
I
is.
think Cobra's probably right. He probably is from Chile. Well, I did get it right in saying it sounded as if he was South American from one of the countries down there.
I'm looking at what I think is a picture of him. I can't tell which it's either him and his dad or him and his son.
It's hard to say who the player is.
I think he's the younger one because look at the logo. It looks like the younger guy.
Yeah, that probably is. Yeah. That's the problem. I mean, he might not have any English about him either. So you maybe go and ask the guy why. But of course, he's.
He did 2 proposals.
Where's
never
Ice
got a
Age?
reply.
Is Ice Age in the States? Because the time zone differences wouldn't be that great, would they? If he's like what Cobra said.
But the other thing is, here we go again. Is they didn't do. There was not a proposal done to the 17th. So neither one of them sent a proposal. Chico sent one the 17th and then the 18th. So, they had what, like 10 days to send a proposal, and a proposal was sent on day 9. Which, I mean,
well,
I don't know how many times I have to tell people send proposals right away. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Well, the major problem there, Steve, is the guys are saying Ice Age is in Australia, so there's 18 hours difference between the two of them.
That has nothing to do with sending out a proposal.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you've got to participate the right way and send the proposal back if the time isn't good.
Yeah, well, it just makes it all that much more important to send it early, and because if you're on different time zones like that, it's going to be harder to arrange the match.
I mean, to be fair, we've been doing an awful lot of NRT tournaments over the last 2 or 3 years now, so most players are familiar with how things go. I mean, early on when we started doing them, we had handfuls of forfeits because people hadn't a clue what was going on.
Well, we definitely have a lot less forfeits. I mean, obviously, Ice Age had something going on where he probably couldn't play because he never even responded. But, Chico still, he should have been sending out a proposal like right away.
Well, dare we say well done, Mooncake, or Sire Relief Mooncake? What's it to be? He's joined the chat.
Well, let's hope Ice Age is okay. Haven't seen him. Yeah, he was always there a lot. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes life happens and gets in the way of VP.
Yeah.
Well, good job, Mooncake.
Well, good luck surviving in that one lost side. You never know, you might bump into Stubb at some time if you hang in there long enough. Stubb, of course, thinks he's going all the way again.
Well, I mean, this is his best chance. 9-ball, I think, is his best game.
Now, here's the question. Let's have a quick look and see what Stubb's up to as far as what's the deadline? Because he got a bye, did he not? I think he got a bye.
Yeah, so they've got to the 28th now. Him and Spectre Don.
No, he's got until the 1st of March, hasn't he?
No, he's got till February 28th, right? Or is it March 10th?
No, wait a minute.
Right.
He's around 2 March, isn't it? Yeah.
March 10th. Yeah, he's got a long time.
Right, well, Spectre Dawn, I would assume.
No, it's around 2. He's got to the 28th. He's got 9 days.
What calendar are you looking at, Steve? I'm looking at winners round 2 and it says March the 1st is the deadline. Hang on a minute.
28th.
Wait a minute. I've got you now because it's the 28 days has February except in the leap year. So you're still in February while I'm 2 a.m. in March the 1st. That's where that's why you're saying the 28th and suddenly it jumps to the 1st of March.
Yeah, I purposely made the deadline where it was going to be 9 p.m. my time because I figured, well, if it comes down to it, it'll give people a chance to get home and after work and play if they, are at the deadline. I didn't want to make it earlier in the day because then, people could miss it. Now, Granted, that's not necessarily true for everybody. It is for the U.S. and Europe. I don't know when you start talking about Australia or the Philippines and all that.
Well, Spectre Dawn came through that first round match fairly comfortably, 19 racks to 7 against Billy Bigrigger. So Spectre Dawn and Stubb are in the firing line for each other. So we'll keep an eye out for that one, because obviously Spectre Dawn's in the UK, so it's not going to be a 2 a.m. in the morning one to suit Stubb.
Let's see here. We've got a kick in 2 minutes. Oh, here's a tournament proposal. Okay, so we've got a proposal. Of course, it's from Spectre Dawn. He's proposed a match against Real Poland to be Thursday, February 28th at 8:30 p.m. GMT, or Sunday the 26th, 8:45. So that, Stubb does this all the time. Is he doesn't send out a proposal and then he doesn't respond. And if there's any kind of problem when it comes down to the end of playing, he's going to be the one that gets DQ'd on the match. And then he's going to complain and say everybody's against him. But he's not doing what he needs to do, which is send out match proposals.
Well, the one thing I would say, though, is going by those proposals now, Slim's listening. Slim's there in the stream. The times that Spectre Dawn has proposed to Stubb, if Stubb picks any of those times, then Slim, you'll be the one that's streaming it, because I'll be going to bed at that time. If it's on a Thursday night at 8:45 or 8:30, I'm at work the next day, so that's your match, Slim. Stubb and Spectre Dawn, and then I can watch it when I get home the next day. That would suit me fine.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about this is that he's proposing times that I think he thinks, Stubb will be available to play.
Well, and then, of course, it's up to Stubb to send something back. Now, he's probably going to send one back for like 2 a.m. in the morning UK time, which Spectre Dawn's going to be nowhere near interested in.
Well, this was sent a day ago. We'll see how long it takes Stubb to respond.
Well, he'll hang off to the last minute as usual, won't he? I mean, he's going to wait until the deadline day before things start happening, and he'll have to be pushed into doing it as well, probably. Anyway, I think Slim will be getting that one, and that's fine. I've not any problem. The guys will arrange matches to suit each other, and if it suits me, fine. If I can get it, fine, not a problem. But if it's going to be later at night my time, then I'm just hoping that Slim can get it, because I want to see it. That's all I'm interested in. I just still want to be able to watch the thing. But anyway, I'm trying to think of anything else. By the way, Steve, see these things that were suggested, sort of trivial things. Are you working in any of them? Well, things that I've suggested, like the dark screen, like changing certain text. Trivial things that don't matter. Because nothing's happening with them. I'll be the backup.
I got more important things to do. I need to get this release done for the
the
offline, and I've been deficient there.
I'm really basically trying to fish and find out what you're up to. That's what we want to know. We want to know what you're fiddling around with and trying to break.
Well, I've been really busy. I haven't been trying to break anything lately because I've been trying to catch up on all the stuff that I ignored when I was doing leagues. So I've been pretty busy doing other stuff, but I need to get back to work on some of this.
Right. Well, we'll let you get to it then. So, because I'm heading out, I'm going to say thanks to all the guys that joined us again. Well done to Mooncake. Better luck again next time, Sergeresh. But if Sergeresh watches the video and listens to the criticism, then he can maybe think about things a bit more. Because that's all he needs to do. Most players need to do that. Just think about what they're doing a wee bit better.
Well, Mooncake should watch the video too.
Yeah. We're well worth having a little watch at it and listen to some of the criticisms or critiques, if you want to call them that. Anyway, good luck to the rest of the guys in the tournament, whenever their matches are going to be. I'll hope to get as many as I can. Thanks to Steve for joining us. And we will bid you all good night. And take care, and we'll see you again soon.
All right. Good night, guys.
See you later, Steve. Good night.
Good night, ladies. You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.